Decimals part 2. We are going to continue. Take how to compare decimal numbers, ordering the decimal numbers, number line with decimal numbers, and rounding these numbers again. So we are rounding or ordering the number line and rounding the decimal numbers. Okay, by the way, rounding decimal number to whole numbers. Okay, not just only this specific place. Ordering decimals, remember, if we want to compare numbers, we start from the largest place. So if we are comparing between two decimal numbers, one that has tens place, and one has only a whole ones place, definitely the one that has tens place is larger. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example such as 10.15 with 1.15. This one has a digit in the tens, this one has only a digit in the ones, so this number definitely is more than this number. It has actually two digits of whole numbers. This one has only one digit of whole number. So you have to compare starting from the largest place. Another example, 1.15 compared with 1.36. The ones place are the same. The tenths digit are different. This one has 1, this one has 3, so definitely this one is larger. It's better to align numbers under each other. Let's start with this example. I prefer always, when you want to compare these numbers between each other, just write them down. I always start with putting 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers. That means 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places. The first one is 0, 2, 6, 1, 0, 8, 1, 6, 0, 5. The empty places, just you can add the 0. Remember that 0.5 equals 0.50. Remember, okay, they are equal. Now, when you want to start from the smallest, you have to start from the greatest place. 0, 1, 1, definitely those two are out of the question. We have to compare between this number and this number. This one has 2 and this one has 5. So I'm gonna mark this one as such is the smallest, the first smallest number. This is gonna be the second one. Okay, the other two numbers are 1.08 and 1.60, 1106. So this number is less than this number, so this is gonna have the third place, and this one's gonna have the fourth place. So here we are. We've got the places for each of these numbers. So the the smallest one is the number that has 0. Oh, it's too light. 0.26. What comes next? Slash. This is the second one. 0. Put the original answer, please. Okay, this one was added before, so you have to put it on the same image it was in the question. Again, you have to mark out the numbers that had 0 to be added to, which is this number and this number. We added zeros. Okay, so you have to write them in their original way. Okay, I'm not gonna write it 0.50. I'm gonna write it down as 0.5. Next, the third one is 1.08. The last one is 1.6, the way they wrote it down in the question. Okay, if you had any exam or any upcoming question, you have to write them down the same way that they do it in the upper in the original question. Okay, now where do we see decimal numbers in our life? We see it especially in markets when they price something on shelves. Okay, so these are 4 prices. Open your page, your book, your learner's book, page 52. Please open it with me. Yalla. Some student can figure it out. Write these prices in order of size, starting with the smallest. Note, please remember, 0.5 is equal to 50 cents. 0.5 of a dollar, or JD. In this case, this is a dollar. 0.5 equals to 50 cents. That means that $1.5 means $1.50. This is an extra information. Now, when you see a number that has no decimal place or the decimal point, that means this is a whole number. 35 can be written as a decimal number 35.0 places of any decimals. Okay? This is another way of writing down a whole number with decimal places. Okay? To solve our ordering or comparing issue. Now, we are order of size starting with the smallest. I'm going to order them 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 35.0. I'm gonna add the zeros in a different color. 30, 1, 2, 3, 4. That means 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal points. 1, 2, 3, 4. 30.05. 3.50. 30.50. I'm going to add zeros to missing places so it can make comparing and ordering much easier. Okay, from the smallest, that means I'm going to start with the greatest place. 3, 3, 3. So 0 is the smallest, so this number definitely is going to be in the first. Okay? Gone. Okay, 3, 3. This one is done. Okay, this one is done. 3, 3, 3. Let's move to the other to the ones place. 5. This one is done. 5, 0, 0. 5 is bigger, so I'm gonna leave this one for later. I'm gonna go on with these two. Okay, we have 0 and 5. I'm gonna cross this away so we won't mix. Okay, so we are left to compare between this one and this one. 30.05, that means 5 cents. 30.50 cents. Which one is less? This one is less. The one that I covered definitely is greater than these two. Then this one's gonna take the 3rd place, and this one is the 4th place. Okay, remember the zeros that I added are in purple. I'm not going to rewrite them when I answer the question. So, question number 1. The first one is 3.50. Next is 30.05. Third one is 30.50. And the last one is 35. This decimal point is added to. Okay? I have to write down the answers in the original way. Okay. Question number 7. on the same page. Write the correct sign greater or less between each pair of the numbers. I'm gonna give you 1 minute so you can figure it out in your own book and to check your answers when I'm gonna do them. Okay, can I sing a song? I don't have a song. Do you know decimal places? You know your decimal places. Shall I count? Or shall I not wait? Are you done? Can I go? 1, 2. Okay, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. Okay? Yalla? Now, A, 3.4, that's the same as 3.40. If you added a 0 here, it's gonna stay the same value. It doesn't change it. And this is 3.04. Definitely, this one is larger. I'm gonna pick the black one. Okay, good job. The next one. 4.5, write it in another way as 4.50. Oh, sorry, 50. This is 4.55. Which one is greater? Is it 50 or 55? Definitely this one is greater. Okay, next. This is easy. 3, 8, 3. 8 comes first or bigger, so this one is a larger place. I'm gonna tell you later after I'm done with this one. I just remembered something. 1.14, 1.14, 1.20. If you have 2 places in the decimals, just make the other one has 2 places in the decimal, so it can make it easier for you to compare. 14 or 20, which one is greater? 20. What I remembered, that sometimes some students have a problem of remembering which correct sign to put. I have a way. Such the bigger number always take 2 points, and the smaller number take 1 point. So as long as this one has this one is bigger, it's gonna take 2 points, and this number is smaller, is gonna take 1 point. Now connect them. You just wrote down the right way or the right answer. Another example of this way. Okay, let's compare between 112 and 216. Definitely this one is bigger, so this one is gonna take 2 points. This one is gonna take 1 point, smaller. Connect. You just solved the question. Okay? Next. Okay. Here are 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Use each card once to complete the statements below. I'm gonna give you a moment because there's many answers for this question and all of them are true. You might do it in a different way, but definitely it's gonna be correct answer. Usually at class I do drink water, but since I'm at home, I'm drinking my own coffee. If I spill it, I'm gonna spill it on my own stuff, not on you. Please don't judge me. Okay. Let's start. Okay. I had it easy and fast. 4.1 is greater than 2.9. 4 holes, 2 holes is bigger than this one, so we are okay. This one that has 2 points is bigger than this one, so 1 is gone, 2 is gone, 3 and 4. So this is 4 holes. Okay, This is how many holes? So to make it easier, I'm going to just put the 3 here. Okay? And the other one is... Oh, this one must be bigger. Okay, sorry. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Okay. 4.9 is less than 4.3. Please forgive me. Please, it's just a silly mistake, guys. Okay? Sorry. Okay? Do you have another examples? Can you think of another example? Yeah, that's correct. Let's move. Okay, those questions are gonna be homework for you to do it on your copybook and send it to me as an inbox. Question number 5, 6, and 8 from page 93. Comparing, ordering, and again, ordering. But be careful. This is a whole number with no decimal point. There's 1 decimal place, 1 decimal place, 2 decimal places, 2 decimal places. So you have to fill the missing places with 0. Here's the same case. 2 decimal places, 2 decimal places, 2 decimal places, 1 decimal place. So add 0 here. Okay, I'm gonna keep this one aside. Now let's jump to the number line. If you look closer at your ruler, I don't know if you can see the ruler, but I'm gonna try my best. This one is so messy. I'm gonna try using this one. If you had a look on your ruler, you're gonna see small... Oh, what is that? Oh, this is just a marker. It's just so messy. Okay, now you're gonna see small dashes between the whole numbers. Each and every number has been divided on 10 equal distances between each other. So here's 1, here's 2. Count the dashes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 spaces equally divided between the 1 and the 2, the 0 and the 1, 2 and the 3. I'm going to enlarge. Can you see it? Can you see it? This part right now, from 0 until 1. Okay, I'm gonna enlarge it. Can you see it? Can you see it, guys? Okay, I'm just messing with you. Now, after enlarging the distance between the 0 and the 1, it has been divided into 10 equal parts. Part number 1, part number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 equal spaces, right? From 0 to the end of the first space is 0.1. That means it's 1 part out of 10 from 1 whole. To this place, there is 2/10 from 1 whole. 3/10 out of 1 whole. 7/10 out of 1 whole. So the 1 whole is going to be divided into 10 equal parts. Each part will be called a 10th. Okay? Now, remember when I told you 0.1 is the same as the value of 0.10 if I added that. That means this number line has been divided into more smaller intervals. That means from 0 to 0.10, it has been divided into 10 smaller intervals. That means from 0 to 0.1, or 10 in this case, has been divided into smaller 10 intervals. So here's 10, here's another 10, another 10 intervals, another 10, another 10, another 10, another 10, another 10. If you, oh, this one looks like 16. I mean zeros, okay, guys? Just because I'm looking at the camera, not on the paper. Okay, so how many 10s there is? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 20. Seriously, Miss Dima? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 smaller intervals between the 0 and 1 whole. So I can divide the interval between 0 and 1 into 10 equal spaces, and I can divide this smaller pieces into 10 smaller parts for each one. Okay, so I can cut from 0 to 1 to 100 parts. Each part is gonna be called 100th. Okay, so let's say this here is going to be 0, 1 piece of 100. Because the hundreds has 2 places, you are going to put the hundreds here and 0 here. So 100th is gonna be put in the hundredths place and 0 in the ones place. Okay, how about I'm gonna take this part. It's gonna be divided into 10 equal intervals. Okay, here is the middle point between the 40 and the 50. What is the middle point between the 40 and the 50? You know that the halfway between these two numbers is 45 because they are decimals. 0.45. Let's tell what is this number here. Is it obvious? Here, I'm gonna raise it up. Okay, so I'm pointing at this part. Okay, this is 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 45, there it is, 46, 47, 48, 48 hundredths. So this number is going to be 0.48. Hopefully this one is not confusing. I'm gonna take another example. I'm gonna take this interval. I'm gonna divide this interval into 10 equal parts. What is the halfway between the 80 and the 90? The halfway between the 80 and the 90 is 85. Good job, guys. Okay, what is this point here? I'm gonna bring it closer. Okay, here is 80. Here's gonna be 81. So this one is gonna be correct. Yes, this one's gonna be 0.82. Good job, guys. Good job. So again, for more explanation, you are going to imagine that you have this number line from 0 to 5 as whole numbers, 1 whole number, 2 whole number, 3 whole as a whole, 4 as a whole, and I enlarged the space between the 0 and the 1 into this bigger line. Imagine that I brought a magnifying glass for this part, the magnifying glass here, and I enlarge it into this part. Again, magnifying glass here, I have enlarged it into this bigger one. Okay, so the halfways between these intervals, this is 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 5, 6, 7. It's the same as 0.10, 0.20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. The 100 is going to turn into 1 whole. the halfway between 0.20 and 0.30 is 0.25. Okay, can you find me what is the value of this? Okay, I'm gonna put this one. I'm gonna bring it closer. Okay, now it's heavy. Now this is 0.10, 0.11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 0.16, 0.17, 0.18, 0.19, because it comes before 0.120 by only one step. Okay, now an exercise here. Now write the letter that corresponds or equals to each number that represents the quantity on the number line. Okay, some of these arrows are pointing in the middle way between these two dashes. Okay, remember there's whole numbers here, right? I'm going to bring the paper closer if you need it to. So 1.04, it must be, this is one whole, so it's gonna it's going to locate after one whole. So where's one whole? Here's one whole. What comes after one whole? There's two options, even to pick A or to pick D. But if you picked D, look at this, from 1 to 2 has been divided into 10 equal parts. This is 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, and so on. So D points at 1.3. Definitely, it's not going to be our answer 1.04. 1.04 is less than 1.10, right? So it must be less than this part. So our answer is going to be A. Okay, 3.05. That means we have to look at the whole number 3, and next to it we will locate C. 4.0. This is a whole number, 0.0. You can hide it because it has no value. So 4. The arrow that points directly on 4, which is G. Okay, 4. 0.40. There's no whole number, so definitely this one lies beneath or lower than 1. There's only one choice, which is B. 3.50. That means 3. The 50, remember, is the halfway between 3 and 4. If it has been divided into 100 small intervals or dashes. So it's in the halfway between the 3 and the 4. What is in the halfway, which is E? Question number 6, 1.4, 1.4, we have left D. Okay? Now, open your book, page number 52. We are going to solve question number 6. Okay? What's your homework? I'm gonna leave this one as a homework. No, it's yeah, I'm gonna leave this one for you. We are going to solve question number B because it needs a little bit of explanation. Look at these number lines. What number goes in each box? This one is for you. 3 and 4 has been divided into 10 equal parts. You have to find out what's the value of this number here. The next number line, look between 8. The next number after 2 intervals is 8.2. 2 intervals, 8.4. Look at this digit. Here is 8. But when you go lower than 8, gonna go towards the number 7. So if I continue the number line, tick, 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 all the place is gonna have 7 point something. So here is 8 exactly. Okay, they are jumping by tenths. Okay, so what is the number between 8.4 and 8.2? It's 8.3. What's the number between 8.2 and 8.0? It's 8.1. This is a whole number, but when you go lower, gonna fall under the 7 and its decimal places by. So when you go backwards, you are taking away 1/10. If you take 1/10 out of 8, how much is left? Let's think about it as dollars and dimes. Okay, if you took a dime from $8, how much is left? $7 and 9 dimes. If you took another dime, how much is left? It's gonna be 7.8 dimes, because 1 dime equals 10 cents. So our missing number here is 7.8. Now I'm gonna take this one aside for your homework to do it later. Now, da-da-da-da, rounding. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, we are going to round the decimal numbers only to the closest whole number. What is the closest whole number? Such as number 2.7. Where's 2.7? Here. 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7. So here is 2.7. I'm going to round this number to the closest whole number. The whole numbers that the 2.7s, the 2.7 is between 3 as a whole number and 2 as a whole number. So 2.7, is it closer to 3 or closer to 2? It's closer to 3. So 2.7 rounded to the nearest whole number as 3. Let me remind you of how we used to do rounding. Okay. Round 27 to the nearest tens. Okay, find your number, look right next door, 5 or more, add 1 more. So when I add 1 plus 2 equals 3, and all the other digits turns into 0. The difference between 27 and 2.7 is only the decimal point here. When you want to round a number to a whole number, you are going always round 2.7 to the nearest whole number. When you get a question to round the number to the nearest whole, to round the decimal number to the nearest whole number, you are always going to underline the place of ones. Okay? And go back to your poem again. Find your number, look right next door, 5 or more, add 1 more. 1 plus 2 equals 3. Always keep the point, guys, and the rest goes to 0. So actually rounding numbers or decimal numbers is not that different than rounding the whole numbers. We just have only the decimal point has been added there, okay? Let's try on page number 8, question number 8, page number 52. We are going to try to round these numbers to the nearest whole number. Dun, 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 dun. When you want to round the number to the whole number, always underline the ones digit. Okay, before I go there, round 62.3 to round 62.3 to the nearest whole number. What is the first step? The first step, take the number and underline the ones digit. Now go back to your poem. Find your number, look right next door. 5 or more, add 1 more. 4 or less, just ignore. So 3 doesn't give the 2. The 2 is gonna stay the same. All the digits in the left sides are going to stay the same. The point, keep the point, don't forget it. And all the numbers on the right side will go to 0. So 62.3 rounded to the nearest whole number equals 62.0. Back to the question. Stay there. Underline, underline, underline. Those are homework. I guess it's a piece of cake. Point, point. Keep it there. Point, point. Keep it there. Now, find your number. Look right next door. 5 or more, add 1 more. Lucky 4. 1 plus 4 equals 5. All the numbers on the right side of this underlined digit goes to 0. The next is, I'm going to do this one. I'm going to leave you this one to do it as homework. Now, write these numbers to the nearest whole number. Find your number. I'm going to take B as homework. Find your number. Look right next door. 5 or more, add 1 more. 5 or more, add 1 more. 4 or less, just ignore. Keep the point. Keep the point. Keep the point. So, it's so sad. She's not going to have +1. So 4 is going to stay the same. All the other digits on the left side of the underlined digit are going to turn into what? 0. This is your homework. Bye-bye.